What is your prediction for the used EV market in 2026, both volume levels and pricing residual values?
Man, I don't know about that. I'm so excited to see what happens. I think all these used EV prices are going to absolutely crater. And I'll just give you an example of what's happened when the tax credits have been there. I bought a Model 3 last year, $18,000. I kept it a year, and then I tried to sell it this year. Now that $18,000 I paid, that was a wholesale number. That's what a dealer gets to pay for that car. This year, I tried to sell it just for what I paid for it last year, $18,000. I couldn't get a single person to even call us on this car. We dropped price. Finally, $13,000 is what we ended up getting someone to come look at it, and we sold it. So in the course of a year, I lost $5,000 on this Model 3, and I paid wholesale for it, $18,000, sold it retail for 13 grand. Insane. So that's what's happened even without the tax credits dropping off. I think the EV market's going to be an absolute nightmare. Now, I make these over the top titles. You see collapse all the time. You see it's over, it's done. I get it. You dog on me for that. I understand. This is how YouTube works. I hate it, but this is how you got to operate if you want to be successful in the space. But I'm really going to be able to use these kind of titles and it not be the clickbait kind of stuff, because I think the EV market's going to absolutely, about said a bad word. It's going to be insane what's going to happen. Because you get a lot of pull forward in demand. Think about get into the mindset. You might not like EVs, but get into the mindset of someone who actually wanted to buy an EV. Did you buy it last month, or are you going to buy it next month? Obviously, all these people who were even thinking about buying an EV, they would have bought it when all these credits were available, right? Now, after these credits go away, all that pull forward demand's already happened. There's going to be no buyers there. It's going to rock the whole EV market, both new and used, because there were credits on buying and selling used EVs as well. So the whole market, I think, is just going to up in itself. And I drive an EV. I have a Tesla Model S as my daily driver, and like it's probably at this point going to be worth half of what I paid for it just a year ago, and I would not be surprised by that in the least.
I'm going to my first car auction with my friend who's a car dealer. Any tips on the actual auction? Should I be bidding immediately or wait a few seconds before I raise the bid?
So there's a lot of different ways that different dealers actually approach how they bid. There's some dealers that stand in the corner and they don't want anyone to know that they're actually bidding. They'll wink at a auctioneer. They'll get his attention early and try to hide that they're actually bidding. You have some dealers that will stand in front of everyone. They'll raise their hand and they won't put their hand down until they've either won the car or they're just tapped out of what they're doing. I think that's horrible. I think the other option of trying to hide is a horrible way. You'll have other dealers that just do what I do is, I'll hit it. I don't care who sees me do it. And then from after the auctioneer I get attention from the auctioneer by doing one hand motion or whatever, then I'll just do my head every time. And it looks like this right here. So one bid, that's one bid. That's what happens. Alex does something very similar to that. So you have pros and cons for each method. So if you have a dealer that a lot of other dealers don't like, it's crazy that I'm saying this, but those dealers, they try to hide, but it's probably beneficial to them, because if there are a lot of other dealers that don't like them, then they could actually try to run up the price on the car. And I've had this done to me quite a bit. And you know what? Maybe with me being on YouTube and a lot of these dealers knowing me, there's a chance that's happening now. So maybe I should be one of the ones that's trying to actually hide my bid too. And then the other guy that I was talking about that just leaves his hand up through the whole time, it's easy to run up on them because you know that they're going to bid again. So if there's somebody that doesn't like him, then they can, or even if it's not a thing where they don't like him, it's like, okay, well, I wanted this car and I'm pissed off at him because he's going to buy it and he's just going to pay whatever it is. So I'm going to run him up $300 or $400 more. I hate that it's like that. But there are a lot of dealers out there that just like, if I'm not getting a good deal, then I'm not, I don't want anybody else to get a good deal either. So you have to be very careful of how you bid, but you also want to make sure that an auctioneer doesn't miss your bid, because you can easily lose a car if you're trying to hide your bids or be very subtle about how you're bidding. An auctioneer cannot see you, and if they don't see you, and there's a guy right next to you that's bidding, and you don't realize that guy's right next to you, you might think that the auctioneer has you for that bid, but they also they might have the guy that's right next to you, and you can lose a car over that. There's another thing that I need you to look out for, though, that's very shady, and there's quite a few dealers that will do this, and it makes me want to punch them in the face when they do this. This is I think there's not a lot of ethics among car dealers, but I think this is one of the ethical things that should be written in a secret book or something. Some secret handshake should go along with it with car dealers, that you shouldn't do this. And that's when you have someone bidding on a car, but they stand right behind you when they know that you're bidding on the same car. And this has happened to me so many times, and I've lost so many cars because these sleazy car dealers do this, where I'll be right here, I'll bid on a car, and then I'll be running my head up just like this. The auctioneer is pointing at me. They'll hold a hand or point out whoever they have for the high bid. But I'm trying not to cuss while I'm saying this. It makes me so mad. But there'll be another car dealer right behind me. And literally, I've seen other car dealers, they'll put their hand right beside the guy's head that's in front of them and do this right here. So the auctioneer now has the guy that's behind you, but you think that they have you. I'm about to fume just talking about this right now, but it happens more often than you would think it should happen. But it's so unethical, and it drives me crazy. Even when I see it happening to someone else, I'll run up to the car dealer that's in front and say, "Hey, I'm not sure if you know this, but this dude behind you is hitting his car." And then the way that you fix that, if you realize it's happening, is you take a step to the side. And what I like to do is I'll take a step to the side, I'll take a step back, and I'll get as close to that dealer with my shoulder as possible, just to let them know, look, I know that you're doing this. This is, all right, I'm about to say a bad word again. This is something that, good sir, you should not be doing this. And that's something that I want you to look out for. But if you're, I lost the question. So he's going to an auction, things to do. The best thing for you to do is to make sure that the auctioneer is aware that you're bidding on the car, and you keep eye contact with that auctioneer as long as you want to actually bid on the car, and make sure that they're getting your bid. And the easiest way to do that is by using a hand every time. Every time you do this, that you want to bid. And that's the easiest way for an auctioneer to tell that you want the car. I think there was another part to that question where say, do you start out the bidding
right
first?
Away? Like, do you bid quickly, or do you give it a minute?
Yeah, there's two rules of thought. There's two
rules of thumb, or
no, it's not a rule. It's two ways of thinking about this. Let me put it that way. You can end up costing yourself money if you start the car off too high. So that would lead some dealers to know that they're never going to be the first one to start the car. The other thing that you can, the other way, and this is the way that me and Alex do it, is that if we start the car off and start off early, then there's a chance that no other dealers actually get on it, because they think that the first bid hasn't even been gotten yet. So there's been a lot of cases where me or Alex have actually started a car out like at $1,000, and the auctioneer is just saying 1,000, and no one else bids on it because they don't think that the auctioneer has real money yet or a real bid, and they ends up selling us the car. So I always like, as soon as the car rolls in, go ahead and throw up. If you think you want to pay $1,800 for a car, and this is my car dealer speak because I sell cars that are $5,000 and under. If I think that I want to pay as much as $1,800 on a car, then as soon as the car rolls in and the auctioneer starts it, I'll go ahead and put one finger up. Let's go ahead and put it up to 1,000. And that way it also pushes other dealers to react faster, and they have to think in a shorter time span. So I feel like it's actually more beneficial to do that, because I find that we can get better deals on cars at auction by acting quickly. One, because you can potentially have one that falls through the cracks, but two, the auctioneers own that car for a short amount of time because they're not trying to beg for bids. And the shorter amount of time that auctioneer is going to spend on that car, the less opportunity that other dealers are going to have to come in and get on that car.